Well, this is all connected to that tropical system that is swirling out in the Gulf. And Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner is tracking it very closely.
All right, Brooks, so explain it for us. What are we going to see this weekend here?
Well, we will see a light to moderate rain developing tonight across central Florida. By far the heaviest action is going to be across South Florida, where flooding rain is a possibility. Bottom line is this: we've got a tropical storm expected across the state tonight. Right now, it is not a tropical storm. It is considered a potential tropical system, but that said, it's got all of the impacts that a tropical storm would have. The heaviest rain looks to be from Fort Myers to Fort Pierce, along Osceola, or I should say Lake Okeechobee, south towards South Florida. But right now, we're seeing rain, a light to moderate rain, as indicated, across southern Osceola, southern Polk, and possibly now even into portions of Orlando. So we'll flip over the radars and see. In fact, we are, after a couple of thunderstorms earlier today, some brief downpours, highly isolated, we are now starting to see that hallmark tropical signature on radar. What is that? It's this kind of like amorphous light activity. It's not the tight thunderstorm activity you'd see in one defined area. So it's almost kind of akin to drizzle. Let's go to the big picture. I'll show you what's going on. We've got a system right now that is in the developmental stages. It does have winds of 40 miles an hour. It's a gale center in the Gulf, but the wind shear is so intense that all the thunderstorms have been blown east of the system. Now keep that in mind, because as this track takes it into Fort Myers tomorrow afternoon, all of the rain is going to run out ahead of the system. In fact, by the time the storm arrives, most of the rain is going to be over. That said, we've got tropical storm warnings in orange across the state from Polk, Osceola, Brevard, points south. So that does include parts of our viewing area, including the coastal waters offshore of Volusia County and off of Cape Canaveral. Winds could gust well over 40 miles an hour. But by and large, the heaviest rain and impacts will be along and south of the track. So we're going to be just on the edge of this thing. The models agree this is going to be a southwest Florida event. Track taking it toward Cape Coral and Punta Gorda, and then exiting around Fort Pierce and the Vero Beach area, Sebastian's Inlet. Here's a look outside Hard Rock Hotel. It is gray. It's kind of a peculiar shade of gray, that gray that you know something is up. This is not normal for this time of year to see a sky like that. 85 degrees. So future radar takes this into South Florida as soon as tonight, where most of the heaviest of the rain actually happens before 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. It'll then continue into the afternoon in South Florida and then extend here into north central Florida along the east coast, Daytona, into the Brevard County area, southward through southern sections of Martin County. Otherwise, once we hit 5 o'clock, once the center of circulation passes our longitude, remember the longitude is the north-south lines, once it gets about here, that's it. The rain's over. All of it gets pushed to the east because most of it is east of the center. So closer view, we'll see a rotation of showers overnight, on and off, couple of storms. One or two of these may have an isolated tornado, especially Brevard County and Osceola County points south, beginning late tonight into tomorrow morning, into the afternoon. But most of that activity, most of that severe stuff will be relegated to South Florida. That said, one of the most ambitious computer models for rainfall totals produces over 4 inches in our coastal sections of southern Volusia and northern Brevard up around Titusville, maybe an inch in the Orlando area. But many of the other models give Orlando more like what Gainesville and Ocala is looking at, 1/10 of an inch. So keep in mind, we may not see much here. That said, there is a flood watch in effect for Brevard, for Osceola, and for Polk counties through tomorrow night for the possibility of some flooding rains. Now, I took this video in a daily afternoon thunderstorm last week. So that's what that is, but this is what we could see in some of the strongest squalls. My point is that we see this sometimes in our normal afternoon sea breeze storms. It's just that this will be a much longer event as far as the rain potential goes, where it starts and it doesn't really stop. Now, I'm not expecting that kind of wind, but we could see that kind of rain with up to 2 inches inland and about 2 to 5 inches in Brevard County. Winds of 20 miles per hour inland, sustained, gusting past 30 at the coast. And it's conceivable that indeed in some of those squalls, we could see wind gusts in excess of 45 to maybe even 50 miles an hour, mostly at the coast. So tomorrow is a Fox 35 storm alert day with a tropical system in our vicinity, 84 degrees the high. Behind the system, check it out, John Lewin. It is back to summer, low to mid 90s, humidity, sea breeze thunderstorms. It is going to feel like July. I'll have more on this thing coming up. We've got new updates for the next half hour.